let me bring you the perspective of this man of God who questioned the entitlement mentality of the Fulanis when it comes to Nigerian projects. But before we do that, let me quickly give you a background of what we are discussing here so that you will listen to the man of God. Let us look at this coalition seeking to oust Tinubu from office come 2027. We understand that Obi have finally embraced the coalition, but the question here is, will Obi get the ticket of African Democratic Congress? That is a new political party. I think that's the question that is agitating the mind of Nigerians.
Fulanis don't own Nigeria.
Ẹ̀yin Fulani láì kọ́ lórí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà.
I don't have a Fulani root.
Láíláí mi ò fẹ́ mọ bí Fulani náà.
I'm a born and bred Nigerian.
Àbí mi lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, ọmọ Nàìjíríà sì ni mo jẹ́.
I don't have a visa to be here.
Nítorí náà n ò gbàwé ìrìnnà láti wá sílẹ̀.
Who called you owners of the land?
Talẹ́ni náà tó pè ní lẹ́ni tó lórílẹ̀-èdè tá a wà nínú rẹ̀. Ẹ̀bù pátápátá ni. Ẹ̀bù pátápátá ni. Ẹ̀bù pátápátá ni.
This is not Fulani Republic of Nigeria.
Ibi ò kì í ṣe bí
It's Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Fulani ti Nàìjíríà lápò orílẹ̀-èdè.
Ẹ kó lọ lu yín. Pákí ọlọ́dẹ jẹ́ kó. Palo Seku Pradesh Salaga. What?
Ó ti a rí.
You enter the church.
Ẹ wálẹ̀ wọnú ilé ìjọsìn Ọlọ́run.
You kill 50
Ẹ
people.
ti sọ pé pàádọ́ta ènìyàn.
And you think you'll be free?
Ẹ ti
So having heard from him, I hope those who are drafting Obi into this is not a strategy to hoodwink him and the obedient movement just to get their massive support and, of course, use them as a tool to assess Aso Rock. Because from what we are seeing, we know Obi's value. Because before that 2023 presidential election, much was said about Obi not having structure, Obi not having the credibility and all that. But at the end of the day, the same Obi they say he didn't have structure, even result of ANE that is questionable, and Obi secured 6.something million votes, going by the result declared by INEC. So I hope those who are dragging Obi into this will realize that the intention of those who want Nigeria to work is for an Obi to be president. Because there are already rumors flying around that an Atiku have been positioned as the flag bearer of that African Democratic Congress, that perhaps they are lobbying a P2B to become his running mate, and that the P2B need to go and persuade his followers, particularly the obedient movement, to allow that be. But I hope it is in the realm of rumor, because the important thing at this point of Nigerian life is to have someone like P2B who have the wherewithal to say the ship of Nigeria that have been run aground to safety. Because the way it is, I don't know how we can cope with another Fulani in power after Buhari not too long, considering the essence of Fulani here and there. We have seen a lot. Even Tinubu have not been able to deal with it. So if a Satana who is a president have not been able to deal with it, what happens if you're now drafting a Fulani man into Aso Rock? We have seen the worst in Benue recently, talking about what happened in Guma local government area of that state recently. We have seen the killing of over, or rather disaliving of over 250 persons, unprovoked. We are equally seeing a monarch that came out to say, yes, this is genocidal Fulani invasion. He was talking to the president directly when the president visited the state to have show empathy to the people. And again, when we saw the killing in Boko's and Bassa local government areas of Plateau State, the governor, Mufwang, equally made it very clear that this has nothing to do with herders, host communities clashes, that it is a genocide in nature, that the people want to wipe out the people. So the question is, if you had a Buhari 8 years, who didn't do much or who didn't do anything in terms of addressing this issue, all he did was trying to force Ruga on Nigerians, trying to force Fulani settlement on Nigerians, trying to come up with a bill from federal government seeking to take over the waterways. Perhaps some people presumed that it was a strategy to get access to sea for Fulani herdsmen. So the question is, I understand someone like Atiku is more liberal than Buhari when it comes to a nationalist, but the question is, he's a Fulani man, and can he equally be trusted that if he gets the power, Nigerians will not suffer the same fate that are suffering currently in the hands of Fulani headers? We have seen what happened in Ogoni recently, where the youth will rise and say, no, enough is enough. Fulani herdsmen, you must leave. Even not the intervention, of course, they went to meet the police. They were not even convinced that the police were doing enough, or that the police have what it takes to address it. And they even say that next time that they don't hope to report to the police, that they wish to take law into their hands. But again, we equally saw a similar thing in Taraba, where the community, or rather the monarch, will give Fulani quick notice. And before then, we equally saw another one in TV and Idoma Axis of Benue State, talking about giving Fulani herders quick notice. So the question is, why is the Fulani at the center of every crisis in communities? And I think this is like an albatross on the neck of any Fulani man seeking to govern Nigeria. Because Nigerians will find it difficult to trust them in the light of activities of all these marauding headers. And again, I think the government should find a way, because though we have agreed that ranching is the way to go, but the question is, who will now give our land for ranching in his domain to Fulani herdsmen, considering the precarious nature of their relationship with people when they come in? We have seen it in several places. So I think this is a food for thought, and I hope those who are looking towards 2027 with respect to this coalition should realize that when Nigerians are being agitated because they see an Obi in that midst, it's because they hope and believe that an Obi will fly the flag of that African Democratic Congress. Anything to the contrary will come with reaction. And the reaction may be, people may decline from going with that coalition, and that may even have sympathy vote for Iturubu, because there's belief in some quarters that it is the turn of the South. I understand that there is no written agreement, there is no constitutional provision to say South will rule and not will rule. But there is a tacit agreement and understanding unwritten that says if the North rule for 8 years, it comes to South for 8 years. That was explain the reason after Buhari 8 years, it came to South and we have a Iturubu in the saddle. So the way it is, if you want to force a Northerner on Nigeria in the name of coalition, I think it's going to be serious issue. It's going to be a bitter pill for Southerners to swallow. So it depends on how they manage the situation anyway. But I hope and believe those who are managing the coalition should realize that the presence of Obi in that coalition gives that coalition credibility, and that is what is giving Nigerians, particularly the youth, hope, and they hope to see Obi on the ballot. Thank you very much. Mr. James the Waymaker, as a political pundit who knows the Nigerian political landscape, who followed the Nigerian polity, let us look at what happened yesterday, secret to the coalition seeking to unseat Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu as the president of Nigeria come 2027. In that meeting, where they have decided to use the African Democratic Congress, ADC, as a vehicle to take over the government from Tinubu, we saw the likes of Atiku, the likes of El-Rufai, the likes of Rotimi Amechi, Malami, Babachi Lawa, that is former secretary to the federal government, and someone from Southeast, Bitobi. But the contention here is, some people are saying, let Obi fly the flag. Some people are saying, whoever fly the flag, the ultimate thing is to have another government in place. Some people are saying, Atiku, we cannot give our destiny into the hand of another Fulani man. Let me get your view holistically, generally.
Thank you for having me this morning. Honestly, I think what we are reportedly we are hearing now that Wike is in coma, the land grabber in Abuja right now, because he did not believe what he saw yesterday. What happened in Abuja? Even we heard that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on his way back to Nigeria, because you know that there is fire in the mountain. Maybe probably they thought by collapsing PDP, collapsing Labour Party, that is the end of it all. But yesterday, politicians who has came in their various places has come to prove Wike and Bola Ahmed Tinubu wrong yesterday. That Nigeria is not for Wike and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That the same way they push Jonathan aside in 2015, they can also do it. But however, I'm not pleased with that coalition that is going on, because coalition is not the problem to Nigeria problem. As we speak, if you look at yesterday, the same set of people who galvanized for Buhari to came in 2015 yesterday, I also see the same set of people over there who have looked at Nigeria, have tried Nigeria. Yesterday they are there, they are not there for you and I. They are not there for the masses. They are there for their own self, because they knew that they cannot get the national cake from Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime. So they are ganging up. The criminals are ganging up to get their own national cake. Is that what we want as Nigeria? That's not what we want. What we want now is every Nigerian to voice out, we need regional government in this country. Because I don't see anybody do different. Even this ADC that they are coming, that they are sent now, they cannot do anything different. The same Dino Milaye, who claimed to Nigeria in 2015 that Jonathan is this, APC is the Messiah. Today is the same Dino Milaye that is telling you that ADC is the Messiah. It's just like somebody you cannot. I don't even know how to explain, but the fact remains that these people have nothing to give us. Nigeria now to channel their energy to seek for regional government. Nevertheless, we know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not ready to give Nigeria a regional government. That's why I'm supporting the coalition to push them out. If we push them out, this coalition successfully push Bola Ahmed Tinubu out, let Nigeria put pressure on them and give us regional government. Without regional government, I tell you, Nigeria is heading to nowhere. They say when two elephants fight, it is the ground that suffer it. And you can see that the fight between these two gladiators, the one that are ruling and the one that are not ruling, you can see that it is the masses that is suffering it now. So I urge the masses, even as we stay focused to push Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Wike, who claim that they hold this country now, put them aside. We should also focus on how to channel these people, pressurize them to give us regional government. Anyone that is not support of regional government or division of this country is an enemy of Nigeria. As we speak today, one Nigeria is consuming Nigeria. One Nigeria is killing Nigeria. That's why good luck Jonathan in 2014 called for that conference. That Nigerians, irrespective of where you are from, come, let's sit and renegotiate if really we want this one Nigeria. But the same set of people, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the rest of them, they water that man down, that what the man is doing is wrong. But today you can see it. I told you time without number that these politicians, they are there for their selfish interest. In 2015, before APC came in, they told us that they know the problem of Nigeria. Bola Ahmed Tinubu told us and Buhari that the problem of Nigeria is a restructure. That the moment they come, they will restructure Nigeria, and they believe that half of Nigeria problem will be solved. As we speak to you, 8 years of Bola Ahmed Buhari did not talk about restructure because he was busy misusing the power at his disposal. The same thing Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not ready for the structure because he's misusing the power that is available to him. That's why he can wake up, have problem with his wife, and go and remove Fubara as a city governor who is allied there. Have you not heard that over 30 billion were set aside for ICTV cameras in River State? The CCTV camera, is it the ghost that is going to capture a human being? It's to tell you how criminal this set of people are. And that's why when we commit our future into this set of people, these people will lead us into a wrong place. They are blind. They cannot see.
Okay, let me go ask you this question. What do you make of the opinion of those, particularly from the southeastern part of the country, that is the Igbo-speaking part, who say, except you give Obi the ticket of that coalition, that they are not going to support the coalition? Let me take it.
No, the fact remains that average Igbo now, they are not interested in Nigeria president. All they want is they want to exit from Nigeria. Because these are Igbos. That's why the Bible classified. It said the 3 wise men, they went to visit Jesus. The Bible did not do mistake. These Igbos have thought the future of Nigeria many years ago. And that's why Atiku told Gowon, let's restructure Nigeria. But Gowon, in his own wisdom, he was allowed the preaching to brainwash him. And Gowon did not listen to Atiku. What Atiku forecast many years ago, was it not what is happening to Nigeria now? So as I tell you, average Igbo man does not want one Nigeria. That they are not interested in the presidency. All they want is the sovereignty of Biafra. Because if you put Peter Obi there now, Fulani man will still get Peter Obi. Fulani man will not allow Peter Obi to function. The same way Bola Ahmed Tinubu is being held ransom. Just imagine the audacity Erufai will tell you that I make Bola Ahmed Tinubu president. It's on the public domain. Erufai is saying it. So if such a man out of 200 million, you have the audacity to tell Nigeria, I make Bola Ahmed Tinubu president. Just imagine. If Obi now become president, imagine what they will do. Let me tell you, viewers all over the world, if paraventure Obi become president of Nigeria, Obi will not spend 4 years as the president of Nigeria. Obi will be impeached. This is the reason Obi will be impeached. Obi will be impeached in the sense that if Obi become president of Nigeria today, Obi will want to focus on how to change the masses' life. Obi will want to focus to reduce this excess of politicians in Nigeria, and they will gang up against him, they will impeach him. The same thing that happened to him when he was a governor of Anambra State. So there is, I believe that every Igbo man that is watching my video, they will not put their energy in this election. Because they should be championing for regional government as an Igbo man, or you go for divisions. If you bring anybody, whether Igbo man to rule Nigeria, it does not have a solution to Nigeria problem.
But let me even take you on this. There's another group of thoughts who will tell you that whether an Obi, whether an Atiku, that all they want is the people out of office. And the people who belong to this category say even if an Obi need to deputize an Atiku, they don't have issue with it. What is your opinion about that?
No, the fact remains that is the reason I'm telling you that many people will not be interested in this. If you tell push Obi to be vice for Atiku, does it mean that Igbos are not good to rule? Sir, I don't think I'm still a little kid when Atiku has started contesting as the president of this country. What is it bad for Atiku to give up on this presidency? What is it pursuing? If Atiku succeed Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku cannot do anything different than what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing now. So there's no need for that. Why will Obi go and, if Obi cannot get the ticket, Obi should not deputize Atiku. Obi should stay neutral. Because I'm afraid if Obi go and deputize Atiku, all the Igbos in Lagos, they are in trouble. Because it's going to be a war between it's going to be an ethnic clash. It's going to be the politicians, they will jam the Yorubas and the Igbo head together. The politicians, they will tell you, but over there, they know how to click to share the money. But when it comes to the street, they will jam our head together. So for me, if Obi cannot get the ticket, it's not worth dying for. Obi should just step aside. He should not deputize Atiku Abubakar.
Okay, finally on this, there are some other people who tell you that a Tinubu need to complete 8 years. And if at all for any reason, a Tinubu is living there, that a Southerner need to complete the other 4 years. Because there is a tacit agreement, not written anyway, and understanding that if the power stay in the north for 8 years, you need to stay in the south for 8 years. What is your message?
No, that one will not stand. One of the reasons I will have support Peter Obi that at least give chance to Igbo for Igbo to prove themselves. But as it is currently now, you can see it will be very difficult. I am not in the one that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a failure. He has failed. Give me any single reason why we will allow Bola Ahmed Tinubu to finish 8 years. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu finish 8 years, Nigeria will be dead and buried. 2 years of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, look at our debt profile now, my brother. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu came, we shouted about Buhari government. How much was Buhari owing? Buhari did not remove subsidy during his time. Bola Ahmed Tinubu came, he removed subsidy. Education, he removed subsidy. The floater naira, but he's borrowing more than all the whole president we have ever had in Nigeria.
Okay, now let us take our attention to issue of Fulani activities, talking about Fulani military. The essence of discussing it cannot be emphasized. Every day we wake up to hear strange news, new development, sequel to their activities. We have seen a situation where some men of God have prophesied, according to them, that the subvision of invasion of Southeast and South through Kogi, on side you are from Kogi, into the South and Southeast. We are going to be looking at that. Secondly, we are going to be looking at areas where Fulani vigilantes were able to successfully overpower Fulani militias, arrest them. But let us start from the area of the invasion of Fulani into the South and Southeast.
Thank you on this particular topic. This is the reason why I said what we need in Nigeria is regional government or we go, because it is currently now, Fulani all over Africa country, they have assembled in Nigeria. They want to grab Nigeria by all means. They are now telling you that they are more Nigeria than the Yorubas. They are more Nigeria than the Igbos. They are more Nigeria than anybody in Nigeria. And if you watch most of these Fulani, they are strangers. They came from Africa country to come and assemble in Nigeria to do their business. But as you speak today now, they claim that they hold Nigeria. But if you look at it, what is happening in the southeast, the Fulani governors in the southeast are part of what is happening. Because you can see, how will you explain to me that somebody like governor of Atiku will go and use according to reportedly say, I have not really verified the news, that he used a grandson of Usman Danfodio as an advisor, as an Imo governor, as a Enugu governor. So you can see what is going on in the southeast, particularly now. Ever since Samuel Ekpa have been silent, you say Samuel Ekpa is the one causing atrocity, but the killing in the southeast now is more worse than when Samuel Ekpa is around. Is that to say that Samuel Ekpa was securing the southeast people? Is that what the governor of the southeast told me? So for me, the southeast governor should be called to order what is happening in the southeast. Then when you come to my region is somehow a complex region in the sense that religion has split us aside. There are part people who are Muslim, part of people are Christian. So it will be very difficult for we to come together and agree in one accord to form one security outfit. And that's why you guys seen that these Fulani men are easily come into our regions and commit havoc and go scot-free. But we can still do better. If we allow regional government to come, you can see even the middle belt, they will come down and do. Look at the case what is happening in Kwara. They state now. The killing in Kwara. So for me, these are the reasons why I told you that Bola Ahmed Tinubu are fully. Because when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was coming in, Bola Ahmed Tinubu told Nigeria, I will be in charge of economy, and Shetima will be in charge of security. Look at it now in economy, Bola Ahmed Tinubu are phase 0. I cannot even score him 5 in economy.
Insecurity.
The insecurity now, they are telling you that that's why they want to remove Shetima. Shetima is the one controlling Boko Haram, according to them. That's why APC is selling now.
But Mr. Yes, let me take you on this area, because in the southern part of the country, there are some arguments from some persons that in most cases, the alleged activity of kidnappers is not linked to Fulani. But in a video, I think it happened in Delta, you can clearly see the police PRO parading some arrested kidnappers. Though their faces were not shown, but these are known names of persons from the north.
Yeah, the fact remains that what baffles me in this country, when a Fulani man commit havoc, they will tell you it's not Nigeria Fulani. Igbo man commit atrocity, or if anybody commit atrocity in the Igbo land, you say it's an Igbo man, it's an IPOP. You don't say, oh, maybe a criminal element who find his way to South. Why is it that when it comes to Fulani, they find a way to cover up for Fulani? Why is it that Sultan of Sokoto does not challenge this shenanigans character these Fulani men are doing all over the country? It's to tell you that there is an agenda. And the agenda is simple, that they are assembling themselves from Africa to come and hold Nigeria, that Nigeria is there for grab. So if you study the history of Fulani, you know that Fulani does not have a specific place where they have. They move from one place to another, they are intercatorial. But look at it now, they've discovered that Nigeria is a fertile land to conquer and to have. And that's why you are seeing them, all of them, they are coming one way or the other to make sure they grab Nigeria by all means. But that's why we are saying that the only solution to it now is let's go back to regional government, or we divide this country so that everybody can go on a peaceful way.
Let me take you on this area. In Africa, specifically in Delta State, you can clearly see vigilantes getting upper hand ahead of against the bandits, against Fulani militias. According to the voice we heard in the course of the operation, they have to go into the bush around 2 a.m. in the night, and they stay all through, and at the end of the day, they succeeded in subduing, arresting the militias, and bringing them to the police station. Let me get your take on that.
That is just the simple. That's why I keep emphasizing it, that all these things still lie on regional government. If we go on regional government today, Nigeria will be the most peaceful country in Nigeria, because every region will stand up and do the needful. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is complicit to all these things that is happening, and that's why I say the man has failed woefully. Now that you are in power, the governors, the 36 governors have agreed for state policy. All the senators have agreed for state policy. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency, they are shying away from state policy because they know that their power will be weak. If they allow state policy, it's to tell you that they have compromised in this issue of solving this insecurity. So for me, the answer you ask me, if you ask me 100 times, is regional government. When we have regional government, I will tell you, insecurity will be things of the past in Nigeria.
Now, conclusively, we see in some areas where some person will be arrested, particularly in the area that has to do with kidnapping. You hear some names that is Igbo. You hear some names that is South, Yoruba, and all that. Does it mean they are learning this from the Fulani, or is what is inherent in their region?
No, the fact remains that there is hunger in the land, which are being caused by these politicians. They have emptied Nigeria. Nothing is going on in Nigeria now. These Fulani, we are calling Fulani. These people, the indigenous people of where this kidnapping is happening, they will use Fulani. They are the one that is giving the Fulani information on how to kidnap. They are also making money from it. A lot of people have seen that it has now become a very good business to do. And you can see many Nigerians now are queuing into kidnapping because they have seen that our insecurity are not I don't know how I would like put it, they are not effective enough whereby they can go itato to anywhere these people kidnap people and they go. And the worst part of it that when you say a kidnap person, instead of you to do justice to him, you say you take him to police station, before you know somebody will call and they will release him. So he keeps giving other people motivation that they let them to go to and go and try. I believe that Nigeria government, the National Assembly should come up with a law where anybody that be catch into kidnapping, justice should be done to him.
I know someone like Erufai, very clear that in his own ideology that the best treatment people should give to bandits is to send them to their creator, who are the power to join them. But our concern is against that. Our concern advocates for arresting, hand them over to the authorities for prosecution.
No, if you look at it, that's why I say the National Assembly need to revisit it. Let me take the case of armed robbers in Lagos here now. You see what is happening. Once they catch thief now, they take people to police station, they charge them to court. You see, they remand them in prison. After 6 months, they come back more stronger. It's to tell you that we need to do something drastic to cause more fear so that people will not go into this act. We need to revisit the constitutions and do the needful. Yes, we'll be getting more numbers that are going into this crime.
But can the needful be jungle justice?
Yes, if the case may be, if it is what will make people to stay away from all this issue, let it be given a result. It's happening in China, and China got result with it. So people feel that if you take them to police, give or take, they will use money to pay themselves, they will come out, and more people are going into it. So if you, without doing it, jungle justice, if it is been in the law that once you are being catched as a kidnapper, you will be died by hanging or you will be fired. I think it will create more fear on people. People will not go into it.
But jungle justice will lead to error in killing or disaliving a wrong person. Don't you think even if you have a law that says capital punishment, let that person still go through the legal process? Let the court pronounce it.
It will not work because Nigeria's judiciary too is corrupt. You will see people who are in higher authority, who have level, they will maneuver it. They will have their way. It will not work. That's why I'm calling for regional government. When we go to the regional government, all this thing will be sorted out. But one Nigeria like this is too big. Imagine Bola Ahmed Tinubu now, over 200 million people, he left Nigeria, go on his way.